Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you returning, thank you for coming back. And for all of my new watchers and subscribers, welcome. My name is Erica. I'm a homeschooling, homemaking mama of 5. Today we're going to do a little bit of everything. We're going to start on my back porch with my cardboard. I break my cardboard down and I lay it down in my garden so it kind of naturally decomposes, and then that way I don't really have to till it as much when the summertime comes. And it is really difficult to find a place that takes recycling where I live, especially since COVID hit. There was only one place that I could find to take it to, and then they shut down and haven't reopened again. And my garbage company doesn't take it where I'm at. So it was like a perfect fall day here. It wasn't too cold. Obviously, it wasn't hot because it's fall. Yeah, I put on rainbow Crocs. They match my camo jacket perfectly, don't they? I get a little nervous going barefoot. I used to love going barefoot. Then I broke my foot about 3 years ago, stepping on a Matchbox car of all things. So now I'm a little hesitant to go completely barefoot or even in my socks. So I also get to get out in my garden and stuff. And if I've got to go back and forth through the house and stuff, the clogs are good to have on. Otherwise, I'd be out there barefoot. So this is the pile of about 3 weeks worth of cardboard that we just threw on the back porch. I don't have any neighbors in my backyard. Well, you can't see my backyard from the road or anything, so I usually don't care too much about how it looks. And we had just been throwing it back there, and I finally got the chance. But yep, I know my garden looks like a trash heap, doesn't it? But I just throw it in there, and eventually I'll get out there and straighten it all up. Now, last year, I actually set my garden on fire, and that's why I really hesitated to do it again this year, but I didn't want to waste the cardboard. So I'm going to have to be more careful this year. I was just burning brush, and I guess it wasn't completely out, and it caught fire and burned the whole garden down, which was good for the soil, but that could have been an absolute disaster. I'm just thankful to God that my house didn't burn down. So, am I the only one that gets satisfaction from seeing all these leaves go away? I don't know what it is, but I'll go outside during the day and just blow leaves, just because it's so neat to watch them. It just gives me a brief moment of peace. Maybe that sounds kind of silly and dramatic, but maybe somebody out there gets the point. So this is just a little bit of clutter from a messy weekend. It's not too much. Actually, this is back from my sisters from Thanksgiving, I believe. I'm just going to take everything off my table and wipe it down so I can start slowly putting up Christmas decorations for my centerpiece. Lately, we haven't been eating at the table lately. I'll see how many times I can say lately. If y'all can hear Joe's in the back singing some Pat Benatar. We've been sitting at the table recently. We've all been sitting together in the living room. I don't know. I guess it's just important as long as we're all together. It doesn't really matter where we're at. But like I've said before, if y'all watch my videos, you know this table is dinged and danged up. So it's as clean as I can get it here in just a minute. But there's paint and scratches and everything else. And that'll be a refinishing project for when my kids are long gone out of the house, which might just mean new table time. But, you know. I was desperately trying to show y'all these vanilla peaches that I got from Rural King. If you have never had vanilla peaches and you are a peach fan, you are missing out. They are absolutely amazing. I used to get them at this Amish market that I worked at a long time ago. Yeah, I'm not Amish, but I worked at an Amish store. And they were so good. And then I found them at Rural King, and they are honestly just as good. That barbecue sauce that I put in front of the camera is Famous Dave's Devil's Bit, and it is really, really good. I'm not normally a huge fan of spicy stuff, like the spicy tongue that leaves your tongue like on fire, but this stuff is really good. I've been putting it in my meatloaf and on my barbecue, and if you like barbecue sauce and you like a little bit of zing, that stuff. So my husband and I had done a large majority of our Christmas shopping. I like to get it done right away, usually before Thanksgiving, but we went that weekend. It wasn't too bad, and we got probably about 80% of it done. But when I brought everything in, we were trying to sneak it in real fast because of the kids, so the room kind of got a little messy real quick, so I'm going to tidy it up real fast. I don't know what that stain is on my yoga mat. I don't notice it when I'm actually working out on it, so I guess I'm going to have to make a shampoo or something, but it looks awful through this camera lens. That shirt, y'all, obviously I'm not sponsored or anything. It's a Scrub Mommy shirt, and I really, really love the YouTuber, I believe it's Ariana Katerina. I don't know how to say her name. And if you don't know who she is, she's kind of what inspired me to do this. She likes to clean houses for people that have like disabilities or, mental disabilities and stuff. Anyway, my husband surprised me with that Scrub Mommy shirt because she sponsors them, or they sponsor her, sorry. And I was super excited to have it. I thought it was absolutely cute, which is funny because I don't normally like pink. Okay, so there were like 4 different types of moon pies in my room. I love moon pies. I just discovered them, and the double ones I put with sugar-free ice cream and I don't heat the ice cream up, but I heat the moon pie up before and then put the ice cream on it. Oh my goodness. I use this treadmill all the time. I constantly lift it up to sweep it up and underneath it, and every time I feel like an idiot because I cannot figure out the little button, and then I remember to read the directions on the side, and then it pops right down every time. I don't know, y'all. So is this like a mama thing or a woman thing, or do y'all have I call it my nest over here beside the bed? It has got a little bit of everything, and it doesn't matter how many times I clean it up during the day. It always gets messy again. It's like my purse, some papers, some mail, a cup of coffee almost always. But yeah, is it just me? I about swept up my sticker for the back of my car. It was a The Cure is my favorite band, and I ordered one of the little stickers from their album Boys Don't Cry on the back to put on the back of my car, and I guess I knocked it on the floor and almost threw it away. So I wasn't sure how this would look, but I went ahead and did it anyway, like just wrapping a few little gifts. And I gotta say, I don't know I would hope y'all did. If not, let me know. But it was kind of fun to see wrapping gifts real quickly in fast motion or whatnot. So I might try and do this again throughout December. I've got a lot to wrap. I tried to kind of hide the gifts so nobody could see what they are. A lot of my family that I'm wrapping these for support my videos, which I very, very much appreciate. I don't really enjoy wrapping gifts, so I do it a little bit here and there throughout the month so it doesn't all come at once, which my husband's actually a lot better at wrapping gifts, and I know he'd do it if I asked him to, but I don't know. I just end up doing it myself anyway. But this wrapping paper I got at Sam's about 3 years ago, and it's double-sided, and it is a huge roll of paper. So if y'all have a Sam's, I would recommend getting some of their wrapping paper. I think it's Hallmark too. Okay, so I was watching Beatrice Caruso the other day. Absolutely love her. And she made minestrone soup. And this is where I got the idea from. Now, minestrone soup, if I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. And I hope I'm not. I'll have to say it several times. It's like a vegetable-based soup. So I'm not doing vegetable-based. I have some sausage in here, some beef sausages. And then I'm not going to use vegetable broth. I'm going to use beef broth. And I was trying to show you guys the seasoning that I used for it. The recipe called for basil and oregano, and I have this like garlic, lime, basil, oregano thing, so I just used it instead. This is a zucchini, and I peeled it and chopped it, and I believe there's some celery and carrots, onions, tomatoes. It's a bag of tomatoes from my garden. I will link the recipe in the description box below. I took a lot of liberties with this recipe. That's usually what I always do. I do enjoy cooking, and I am pretty good at it, so I'm confident in, being able to wing stuff here and there. I also doubled this recipe for the most part because even if it says family size, there are 7 of us. 5 boys, well, 5 if you can count my husband, so I've got to make big batches. I also always joke I won't know how to cook for just me and my husband when the kids are gone. My knife was really dull. Thank goodness for the speed up button. There's also spinach in here. I've never cooked fresh spinach before. I'm definitely impressed with how it tasted. I like the Popeyes canned spinach. My kids do not though, so they didn't even know it was in there. And the celery too. I'm not big on celery. I like it with peanut butter, and that's about it. I don't like it with anything else, and I couldn't taste it in the soup. The soup actually turned out pretty well. There's also kidney beans. But you just saute this, and that's just a little bit of oil. And the recipe said for 8 minutes. I did it for about 15 because, again, like I said, it was doubled. These are pre-cooked sausages, beef sausage links that I just added in and cooked with the vegetables. Then you just stir it around, and I think I let it sit for about another 10 minutes. Then I added the tomatoes. These are just frozen tomatoes from my garden that we sliced and diced. And then the tomato sauce. And then, like I said, I used beef broth. And that's what this is right here. I didn't have any vegetable broth. I don't have anything against making it a vegetable soup. I just thought I'd use some of this stuff up. Then you just stir it around and let it simmer again for another 10 minutes. And here I'm just making a batch of homemade bread. I make my own bread. Oh, this is that seasoning I was trying to show y'all earlier that I couldn't get it to focus. Here's the bread that comes out of the oven. If y'all would be interested in seeing how I make my bread, just let me know and I can do a video on that. It's super easy, super cheap. It does take a lot of time, but the only reason it takes a lot of time is because the bread has to rise, but that's not, if you're at home, it's not going to take any, it's not going to be in your way. Here's the spinach that I added. I was having issues because I was holding my phone and trying to dump it in at the same time. It's kind of fun to push it down though. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I have always been hesitant to make soups. I'm not really sure why. Soups and gravies, they're really intimidating to me. I've just now, over the last couple of years, mastered my own chicken and dumplings and chicken and noodle soup. So I don't know why I was so nervous to make this. So this recipe called for these medium shells, and this was the only box I could find at the store. They were like sold out. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway, they turned out really well. I thought I was going to run out of room in my bowl, but I didn't. Looked like I had just enough. So it definitely turned out really pretty. And it was, like I said before, it was really tasty too. I don't know if I'd make it again just because of all the trouble it took with cutting. There is nothing better than a piece of fresh bread. I usually put honey butter on mine, but I dipped mine into the soup. Y'all, when I cut into this, you're going to see the steam coming out. See that? The final product, it was so good, y'all. Well, and I just want to thank everyone again for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I'd love it if you liked and subscribed. Y'all have a blessed one.
Woohoo! I am done. I am done. I am done. I am done. Oh crap, that's all.